What's up, y'all? What's going on? Dre back in here, the Health and Wealth Dad. Just want to talk a little bit about Bitcoin and how, I say this over and over again for um, my black brothers and sisters, my brown brothers and sisters, and pretty much, anybody in the world, we're all one. We're all a part of the same source. And so, that being said, if you can get your hands on some Bitcoin, I think it's the best thing to do for yourself. You can use it as a savings tool or even an investing tool. They both will yield great returns from a, annual percentage rate standpoint, and also yield a great return in terms of quality of life, peace of mind, and things of that sort. And why do I say this? Because we know that Bitcoin averages at least 45% a year. And so, you look at your bank account, you look at your savings. The Feds just lowered the rates a couple weeks back by 50 basis points. Or 0.50 basis points. And, so now interest rates are, at your bank, you'll get a rate of return of, 3.80%, which, we know inflation, CPI, even that, it barely beats that. And then especially monetary inflation, or, the M1 money supply, which is pretty much the degree that the money or the government keeps printing money each and every year. Shoot, each and every year, freaking each and every second or each and every day, the money supply keeps increasing. And that's around 15 to 20%. Even if you want to go very low and just say, oh, it's 12%, that's crazy. So the money supply is being increased. So the cost of living is getting more expensive. Food is more expensive. Everything is more expensive. Like everything. Even if you want to buy a balloon for your children, back in the 90s or early 2000s, you'll go to Party City and get some balloons, and you'll be all Gucci, with less than, you can have $5 in your hand and be pretty well off. You can go to the movies and you'll be well off with a $10, $20 bill for yourself, or for yourself and a friend or spouse. You can have $20 back in the 90s and even 2000s. Now, if you wanted to get some popcorn and things of that sort, then you might spend a little bit more, $25 or so. But now, oh no, you think you want to do that? You're gonna spend $25 just on the freaking popcorn and soda or pop, wherever you're from. Some people call it soda, some people call it pop. I live in Ohio, so we call it pop here in the Midwest. But regardless, you're gonna spend $25 just on that, not even the movie ticket. So we see that inflation has taken a toll on our life, and everything's got more expensive. So this is why we need Bitcoin, because Bitcoin holds its value and increases in value. So so if inflation is 15%, the money supply, and Bitcoin averages over 45%, that means you're beating inflation and taxation. So you got to pay taxes if you do sell Bitcoin. So it's going to be that. It's going to beat that, the inflation and the taxation, if you were to sell your Bitcoin, and you'd be well off. That beats the S&P 500 returns and a lot of real estate as well. And so you have this tool, which is so easy. You don't have to pay maintenance costs on real estate. You don't have to rely on your bank to give you this, to give you your cash back, your interest rate. Now, of course, some people, people do rely on their banks because, it's your bank. FDIC insured, so you're supposed to get money. But we see time again, even in that recent, like a year or two ago, with the whole bank runs and, Silicon Valley Bank, people wanted their money and they said, we can't give it to you because we don't have it. So you always run that risk. But with Bitcoin, you don't have that risk because, it's run by code. And as long as mathematics stays the same in the universe, Nothing else would change. As long as energy stays the same within the universe, that should stay the same. So energy, code like mathematics, and that proof of work. As long as that stays the same, which it should, energy, the sun still shines over and over again, up and down, sunrise, sun shines, sunrise, sunsets over and over again. Energy, which is the subtle essence of the higher power, that higher energy, it's all in this subtle form, which you can change, you can manipulate through things like, say, qigong, tai chi, but that's a separate subject. You can manipulate this energy, but this energy can also be used to create, or used to mine Bitcoin, which is money for you and I. So this is just a beautiful concept that you can use Bitcoin for saving, beating inflation, beating taxation, holding as a store of value for yourself and for your loved ones. So I think Bitcoin is useful for everyone, but especially people who are not super rich and just need to beat the system, because we're tired of these governments. We're tired of these institutions or anything like that that's taking us from where we want to be, which is free, at least free, or even baseline level of sovereignty or happiness, contentment. We need that baseline. We work 9 to 5 every day, trying to make a living, trying to pay these bills, trying to even book a vacation. We got to run into credit. We got to use our credit card to go on vacation. But why not have enough savings and investments for ourselves, where maybe we can pinch some of our take some of our investments out to pay for that vacation, or use a credit card and swipe it. You have the savings or cash laying on, or Bitcoin, or whatever you want to use to pay for that credit card off, and now you got the points, and maybe your vacation was free now over time. And so there's many different ways that you can look at it, but that's why Bitcoin is so important, because these different things. You don't have to rely on the bank. You can rely on yourself. You can rely on your loved ones, that make sure, that everything's taken care of. So you don't have to rely on anyone. You can send it to anyone around the world if you want to have that medium of exchange. And you can save it as a store of value. That's freaking great. Gold was a store of value. We were on the gold standard until 1971 by Richard Nixon. Took us off the gold standard. My mother was born in 1971, so she didn't get to, she was born right on that, that switch. So her reality has been, pretty much my reality right now, which is, money, cash or fiat being backed by cash and fiat, and being backed by its own self, not backed by gold. So my grandmother and my grandparents, they experienced that gold standard. I wonder how life was for them. But now, for my mother's generation and my generation, and then my other family members, and even my daughter and stuff, they're gonna have a whole nother, paradigm shift, different from, the gold standard. But since there is Bitcoin now, they can live on a different system, which is even probably better than it will be better than the gold standard, because why? You have full custody over your money, full custody over your wealth, because you're holding this bearer asset, which is Bitcoin, something that it can increase in supply. So it's it's fixed in supply. You can't print anymore. You can't put any more code in Bitcoin, because everyone agrees that this code, this mathematical formula is set and it's right. 21 million. It would be no more than 21 million. That's very scarce. And so anyone who is rich, or anyone who is thinking about money or valuing wealth, valuing their time, they know that anything that is scarce, our time, our health is scarce because it's limited. So same with Bitcoin, since it's limited, it's scarce, and it's very desirable to have and to hold and to use and to utilize. So This is why Bitcoin is helpful, and I think everyone should own at least a piece of it. I always say at least 0.01 Bitcoin, at least 300,000 Satoshis, whatever you can afford, So 0.001 Bitcoin is about like $100 something right now. Why not? Why not? If you have $100, sell that $100 and buy Bitcoin. You can use my link in the description, which I'll post for you guys, so you can get some Bitcoin and hold it. Make sure you hold it, because why not earn and get that 45% a year? Peace.